You're up.
Hey, Joe, thank you so much for your time. I just got a quick question. I worked with some of our military guys who have PTSD, and one of the comments that they used to make all the time is you can tell them all day long what they need to do to get better, but until they hit rock bottom and realize that they have a little bit further to go, and they fall through what they thought was the bottom, nothing's going to change no matter what you say to them. At some point, they have to decide on their own to change. What was that turning point for you to actually decide to believe your mom and to believe Gus that there was something more there?
Yeah, I think that there was a couple ways to answer that question, Robert. One is spiritually. It's like I feel that there was something kind of going on. There's a tapestry at play, call it divine intervention, call it, God's hand in my life. So that's one piece of it. So if I was, sort of unpacking that, I could speak to it that way. There's another way that's maybe a little bit more sort of leaning towards what you talked about, which was self-preservation. People around me. So when I was partying as a 17, 18-year-old, it was all fun and games. But when I got into my early 20s and people started dropping, I realized there was a part of me that said, if I keep going down this road, this is not going to end well for me. And there was part of me that said, I got to do something different. And as scary as it was to go home with mom and enter treatment, it was either that or face, going until the wheels came off. So I think part of it was, yeah, I hit that bottom. Now, I've also worked with folks in the treatment sector, and there's ways to raise people's bottoms. I do a lot of work with police, fire, AMBO, not as much with military. I've done a couple of things, so I'm not as, but I know that first responders and PTSD and those things they manifest very similarly. There's ways that you can raise that bottom for someone, and get them to the point where they're willing to take some more action. But you're absolutely right. I mean, in the recovery world, it's the horse to water analogy. I can want change for you all day long, but until you want change for you, it's a one-sided conversation. So in those contexts or situations, I simply let people know, I love you, I support you, I'm here, I'll move mountains to help you. I will do nothing to help you continue in that behavior. So separate person, you're fine, but that's not working for you. And when you're ready to deal with that, come see me. All right.
Yeah, that's great. I appreciate that. One of the stories that resonated with me, one of these military guys, was he had a father who was a police officer and told him, I will not enable you to continue to do the drugs, but as soon as you need me, I'll come running, like you said, knock down walls to get to you. And what brought him to his knees is he watched his friend turn blue and almost die on the floor. And he had the same kind of epiphany that you had, like, I'm next. Fortunately, his friend lived. But that was the next call he made was to his dad. And his dad drove across a couple of states to get to him and said, we're ready to go as soon as you're ready. So having that back support was really good for him as well. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And for me too, that's why I say it's like, for me, I had mom. What if I didn't have mom? I'll tell you this. If I was homeless and addicted to fentanyl on the streets of wherever, pick a city, today is a different world than it was 32 years ago. The downtown east side of Vancouver doesn't look anything like when I was there. So I was fortunate. I had mom. I had access to detox. I had access to a bed. And so when I was ready and I put my hand up, boom, all the dominoes dropped, right? That's why I say it's a fickle thing. It's like I'm here today because of over 10,000 people, not because I'm special.